Hello, good morning. Welcome to another interesting edition of iBrand Daybreak, where we bring you information, education, entertainment, and we promise to be a roller coaster of lots and lots and lines of entertainment and information for you on the show today. My name is Margaret O'Brien. Of course, I have my amazing co-host Michael Nass on the show today. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Margaret.
How are you doing?
And how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Yeah, the Easter celebrations are over, so everybody is back into the business
move.
move.
Yeah, back to work, back to school, back to anything that gives you money and pleasure. So we just
Sure.
we didn't go on a break, did we?
Of course, the break doesn't concern us because of the nature of our job. We're always here in the studios.
I know people need us more during the break. The
Definitely, because they're home.
Yeah. All right then, Michael.
Yeah. Now, on the show today, as usual, we have news update, newspaper review. We also got Tweet Central. We have some interesting topics to discuss. We also have sports updates with Jidechi and lots more. You wouldn't want to miss it. Let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we have you to enjoy more. It's now time for news update, and here we go. President Muhammadu Buhari has described the attacks on the Owerri Custodial Center and Police Command Headquarters in Imo as an act of terrorism. He condemned the incidents, which he said were insurgent attacks on the facilities. The president praised the initial response by the security guards and security forces for preventing greater loss of life and the destruction of public property.
Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, says operatives of the Eastern Security Network were behind the attacks. Adamu condemned the alleged acts by the security arm of the proscribed IBOB. The IGP has ordered immediate deployment of additional units of police, mobile force, and other police tactical squads to the state to strengthen security in the state and prevent further attacks on security formations.
The proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has denied responsibility of Monday's attacks on Imo Police Headquarters and Correctional Center, where over 2,600 inmates were released. Its Media and Publicity Secretary, Emma Powerful, said the attacks were not carried out by operatives of Eastern Security Network ESN after reports surfaced that named IPOB and ESN as organizers of the attack. Powerful said, quote, "It is not our mandate to attack security personnel or prison facilities. IPOB was formed on principle of peace and we're still in it."
And on the foreign scene, Derek Chauvin broke Minneapolis Police Department rules and its ethics code governing the sanctity of life in its deadly arrest of George Floyd last May. The Titis profile chief testified at the former officer's murder trial on Monday, April the 5th. It's not part of our training, he said, and it's certainly not part of our ethics and our values. Chief Mendiaria Arandondo told the jury as prosecutors sought to undermine the central plank of Chauvin's defense. Arandondo said he was alarmed when, a few hours after the arrest, he first saw a bystander's video showing Chauvin, who is white, kneeling on the neck of Floyd, a 46-year-old handcuffed black man, for more than 9 minutes. The video sparked global protests against police brutality.
This is far from being cheery. Nigeria has been excluded from the list of 28 countries granted debt pardon by Executive Board of the International Monetary Fund, IMF. The board has approved a third tranche of grants for debt service relief for 28 other member countries under the Catastrophe Containment and Relief Trust. And this approval followed two prior tranches approved on April the 13th, 2020 and October the 2nd, 2020, respectively. In a report released Monday, the fund said the approval will enable the disbursement of grants from the CCRT for payment of eligible debt servicing falling due to the IMF from its poorest and most vulnerable members from April the 14th, 2021 to October 15th, 2021, estimated at $238 million.
Now there's a news update at this hour. We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we have some top stories on the national daily. So stay with us. Unripe plantain flour is 100% natural flour gotten from the processing of unripe plantain. It contains no addictive and has a net content of 500 grams. True unripe plantain flour contains vitamin A, B6 and C. It is gluten-free and rich in calcium. Consuming true unripe plantain flour helps to build and strengthen stronger bones and can be a great meal for diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your true unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix true unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in a bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. True unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, begiri, ewedu, or your miyan kuka. To get your true unripe plantain flour, contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder bus stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070-6663-8213 or 081-6397-4447. Distributors.
Fresh from the farm, it good for body. No chemical at all. This na real banga. No more wahala or pandy washy. Just put on for fire and your food is ready. Everybody follow me chop banga, hey banga, oh. Make you follow me chop banga cook don easy. Banga na palm fruit wey dem comot, put am inside can. You fit use banga cook any kind soup wey you like, and other food dem like rice, beans and even yam. Na Pali Agro Product Limited dem dey manufacture am. For distribution, make you call 070-666-38213. Banga for make your food yummy.
Most people don't understand the magic of a perfect skin, the allure of a well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products, from spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found the solution. And it's Blemiville Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiville family.
Is the cultivation of plants and rearing of animals for human consumption, and I'm here today at the Pali Agro Farm. My name is Jennifer Obuse. It's going to be an exciting view today, so enjoy, stay tuned, and don't go anywhere.
From the farm, it good for body. No chemical at all. This na real banga. No more wahala or pandy washy. Just put on for fire and your food is ready. Everybody follow me chop banga, hey banga, oh. Make you follow me chop banga palm fruit wey dem comot, put am inside can. You fit use banga cook any kind soup wey you like, and other food dem like rice, beans and even yam. Na Pali Agro Product Limited dem dey manufacture am. For distribution, make you call 070-666-38213. Banga for make your food yummy.
It's still iBrand Daybreak, and time now to bring you top stories on some of today's Nigerian dailies. Right here on the studio, we have our guests to help us thrash out some of the issues arising from the trending top stories. We have Jide Ologun, a legal practitioner. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
I like your smile.
It's Easter season.
You're welcome, sir.
Hi.
Okay, we are kicking off with a punch. Federal government sounds tough. IG fingers IPOB as gunmen free 1,844 Imo inmates. With riders there, Buhari calls attackers terrorists, demands arrest, prosecution of masterminds. Ohaneze expresses worry over rising attacks. Ikbazu declares curfew in Abia. And the last one there, Jesus Christ has risen. You have no reason to be here again, gunmen tell inmates. At the topmost part of the paper, is still on Punch, we have NARD orders COVID-19 doctors to join strike, threatens a 5 million naira fine. And we have fuel marketing firms suffer 331.54 billion naira revenue drop. And lastly, debts exceeded revenues in Lagos, Cross River, FCT, others. This is coming from the FRC.
Right now, we move to the Nation newspaper. The screaming headline here says Night of Horror in Owerri. And the writer says that 8 vehicles destroyed, 1,844 inmates fled in attacks in police headquarters. Terrorism, it's terrorism, says Buhari. And the Inspector General says IPOB did it. Abia imposes curfew. And also at the top corner says doctors tag Ngige Ehanire saboteurs. Details on page 8. Government to pay salary arrears. And also says Prince Emiko of Olu is worry designate. And also the paper also says article not fit to contest for President Malami tells court. There are some stories on the Nation newspaper.
And from The Guardian, South accuses federal government of denying its farmers anchor borrowers loans. 1,844 inmates roam free after Imo prison break. At the bottom part, we have Air Force still searching for crash site, wreckage of missing jet, and gunmen killed 2 in Rivers community as fire guts 22 stickles.
Now to Nigeria Tribune, the top story says machine guns, explosive used to free 1,844 inmates, police prisons. And also the writer says constable shot, vehicles burned, police command raised. Attackers are terrorists coming from the presidency, and no one deserves to be in jail, coming from Kano. Page 5 has a full story of it. On my left says 1,222 shops burned in Ibadan's largest spare parts market. 5 of 39 abducted forestry college students regained freedom. And also doctors strike illegal, NMA suffering from leadership failure. Also it says federal government moves to avert ASUB strike, calls for emergency meeting. Page 31 of the Nigerian Tribune has the story. And beneath the paper says, I will organize activities to keep his ideals alive, Odo Makin. And top corner says about 70% of high-rise buildings in Marina had my company's input. Page 13 has the story of the full story of this now. So yes, I would like to start with we have a lot of story on the National Days today, but the one that caught my attention is Malami tells the court that Atiku is not fit to run for presidency. So
You know, that issue came up earlier, and there's several questions being asked. If he's not fit to contest for presidency, then what qualified him to have been the vice president of the country.
In the first place.
Are we acting in retrospect, or did we just wake up from a slumber? But that is a claim, and you know it's a legal issue, so you expect that Atiku will respond to it or not and settle it. And some of the arguments may be linked up with the fact that he is alleged to have emanated from Cameroon. You know, just like some of our leaders are also alleged to have been, you know, immigrants from Niger Republic and some other neighboring nations. But by and large, it should be resolved if it goes to court at all. That is, if it goes to court and it's not resolved in the family way that they resolve issues. But like I said, there will be a lot of questions to answer, and it may also be an indictment on the kind of system we run. So, because if someone who is not qualified has risen to the level of being controller of customs in our country, vice president, he has contested, and we are just waking up now to realize that he's not fit. Except there are other issues, but that is from Malami.
Okay. All right, from this corner, I'm coming from the Punch. Federal government sounds tough. IG fingers IPOP as gunmen free 1,844 inmates in Imo prison.
It's quite sensitive in the sense that reportedly that's just preliminary investigation, and in the criminal justice value chain you need thorough investigation, diligent prosecution, and a committed judiciary. And if the president has come out to brand those alleged to have committed these atrocities as terrorists, he also has questions to answer. The bandits are yet to be classified as terrorists. Boko Haram players have not been branded as terrorists, even though IPOB has been proscribed. So you find this giving us ethnic coloration that is not healthy at all. So, and a lot of issues are into it. But the basic fact is that Nigeria right now is groaning under the weight of massive insecurity. And for Jide Ologun, it's not about whether it's IPOB or bandit or Boko Haram or some splinter rebels from Libya. The fact remains that Section 14 subsection 2 of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended places a mandate on the government presided over by our President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. And it says that the security and the welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. And if at the primary level we have experienced this visible level of failure, we should all be worried. So it's not about whether they are from, and I asked a very simple question. The president said recently that some of those who bring ammunition into this country are from Libya. We agreed. I mean, good intelligence report. But where is the customs setting that should man our borders? Even though the president himself also said that only God can man the border of Niger Republic and Nigeria. But God has given man the prerogative to manage the earth. All right. And I asked a question further on this claim of people bringing ammunition from Libya. Why did they not take the ammunition to Rwanda?
We have a lot of things to say about it, but
let me just conclude on this. Why did they not take the ammunition to Ghana? Why did they not take the ammunition to Benin Republic? Because we have opened our space for them. So they will come. And Mike Murdoch said, you don't complain about what you condone. So it's either we are condoning and grooming crime or we resist crime.
All right,
thank you very much.
We would resist crime. Well, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on this. We have another interesting segment with you, Jide Ologun. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, now we'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll discuss judiciary workers' indefinite strike. So please stay with us.
Now, the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, JUSUN, has ordered its members across the country to commence an indefinite strike from April the 6th, 2021. The judiciary workers say Their decision to shut down courts nationwide from Tuesday is to press home their demand for financial autonomy. Now, the statement reads, I quote, "You are directed to shut down courts, departments in your states until further notice." That's coming from the National Secretariat of JUSUN in Abuja. JUSUN had issued the government 21-day ultimatum to commence implementation of financial autonomy of judiciary in line with the Constitution and other extant laws. Now, back to you, Jide Ogun. What is this financial autonomy all about?
Financial autonomy means release the money to the judiciary and the legislative arm to manage their affairs. And you know that as we learned in civic, we have three arms of government: the executive, the judiciary, and the legislative arm. And you have what we call checks and balances. Okay. And of course, they should be independent of one another, even when they synergize. And this issue is constitutional. If you look at Section 121 of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended, and to amplify it, the president came up with the Order 10 of 2020. I think he signed it on May 22 to ensure that the governors comply. But the governors came back to say no, there are some gray areas. Until now, they have not complied. And even I think in January 27 or thereabout, the PASAN is the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria, also threatened to go on strike. So right now, the states have refused to allow that autonomy. You know, just as the revenue, the allocation of the local government passes through the state governor. And this gives the governors a hold on the system. And one of the intentions of this financial autonomy, particularly the Order 10 signed by the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, is to enable the judiciary embark on massive infrastructural development. And you know, without this autonomy, there's little you can do. You have to go, you know, cap in hand, begging. And you know that the judiciary is sacrosanct when you talk about democracy. All right. And we just want to appeal that let's start doing things the right way, because it's worrisome when governors do not respect the order of the president or do not want to move in the direction of the constitutional provisions. But my worry is that for so long, we deal with symptoms in Nigeria and we don't deal with foundations, because I've been reading about people begging them not to go on strike. Jide will not beg them not to go on strike. It's the same way we were begging ASU lecturers. What has happened to the education sector right now? The same way we were appealing to medical doctors. And yet we are not strengthening the medical facilities we have in the country, to the extent that my president and commander-in-chief is comfortable going abroad for treatment. You see, so we need to look at Nigeria, that if we continue this way in another 20 years, what kind of nation are we going to have? Because if you appeal to them and they resume again, we are fueling corruption. And Section 15, subsection 5 of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 that's amended says that the state shall abolish corruption and abuse of office. Because where do they get money? I can share it here. I was in a magistrate court and they needed to fix the door, the lock of a door. I opted to support because they were just looking. You see, I mean, my country is about 60 years old, thereabout, as a politically independent nation, not economically independent today. So, but we need to begin to move in the right direction.
No,
it's very important.
Now, the judiciary had existed all this while without this autonomy. What makes it so crucial this time as to lead to the protests?
What quality of service have you gotten from it? It's a simple question. It's not about existence. My brother, my sister, Singapore left Malaysia in 1965 as an almost frustrated coastal region, today is one of the best places to live and work in the world. So it's not, there is a difference between effectiveness and efficiency. You may be efficient. You give someone your vehicle to make money for you. You can fill the tank. He drives around Lagos throughout the day. That is efficiency. But he does not bring money to you. That is efficiency without effectiveness. It is when he delivers that he is effective. So what system are we running? That is my constituency, the judiciary. We cannot be disclosing what we go through here. The same thing people complain about when they go to the police station. Some people may have to pay for charge sheet. You pay for this one, pay for that one, pay for you know. In fact, sometimes you abandon your case. That if I have if you misplace your telephone or 50,000 naira, and you know that the police can help you to track it and things like that, and you have to spend 45,000 naira to enable them track your phone, even before arresting suspects. What is the value of going for justice? And any society that does not create room for justice is grooming injustice. And injustice is the conveyor belt of failure in any society. And that is why we have all these challenges. The judiciary should be trusted. Okay. You know, these are critical issues.
So you mentioned the fact that the implementation of the financial autonomy will aid them infrastructural development. So I would want to know, what are some of these infrastructural developments that we're talking about?
You know, anyway, if you get to the Supreme Court in Abuja, you'll be amazed. Beautiful place. But I say this with all due respect. Some of the facilities there that make it amazing are no longer functional. I was there this month, last month, yes, for a matter, all right? It's not about just putting a structure in place. You need to maintain. So, when you hold that, we know these things, but we just pretend about it. So, and if you don't empower an institution financially, what you are doing is to say, go out there and make your own money. Or somebody is holding down the money. There are several issues. I have complained openly. If you're driving to Lagos, for instance, from Ogun State, at the end of the Long Bridge around Opik, you see some police officers in uniform, sometimes some soldiers, waiting to escort trucks into Lagos.
And get paid.
Exactly. And I've had to ask the simple question. Is this their primary official assignment? The answer is no. But they must make ends meet. And why should ends meet? You want to compare that with the policemen in California. California as a state, I think the policemen in California earn the best salaries in America. You want to compare this same structure with the UAE. You get to Dubai, you see a policeman, you want to go and hug that policeman. You see, serious structures. So you now find a situation where on one side of the mouth, we are fighting corruption. On the other side, we are enabling corruption.
Encouraging it.
By the way, the minimum wage is 30,000 naira. Benchmark that against dollars. Dollar is about 470 naira now. In the black market, maybe over 500 naira. So put 30,000 naira inside dollar. How much is it? Now, come to those who even are fortunate enough to have vehicles. You buy petrol at 165 naira per liter. So what is left for you? You don't even want to go to the market and say you want to eat chicken. So we have inflation in the land, we have poverty in the land. All these we groom corruption. So you don't groom what you are fighting.
That's true. Now, the federal government has become so used to industrial actions, and this is one of them. What makes you think this is going to be any different?
There are several ways of reacting to situations. There is what we call inertia. So it may be you get so, and there is what we call conditioning in industrial psychology. Okay. You get conditioned to it. For instance, if somebody is to drink this tea and he makes about 24 attempts to pick the cup and he realizes his hand has been held down by a chain. By the time you remove that chain, he may not even want to attempt picking the cup. So we have adopted a system that I personally classify as insensitive, in the sense that you don't care what happens to the citizens as long as you are secured.
Wow.
The big question this morning, are we saying, except for the fact that the National Assembly members claimed to be broke, in quote, are we claiming they are still not receiving their salaries?
Of course they are.
Are we claiming now that their outlays are not functional? I was in a social function and I was discussing with a senator, and by virtue of their office, he had about 8 mobile policemen escorting him. You see, so where do you put that? But the warning we give is that you will leave office one day. So I think it's all about insensitivity. Why should ASU, why should universities be shut down for longer than even 12 months? I mean, so you see, like someone said, no matter how fast you are traveling in the wrong direction, you can only end up in the wrong destination.
Definitely.
Right,
So we need to make a U-turn. Nigeria is blessed. I love this country. You see, when God was creating Nigeria, I think it was a generous day, a day of generosity for him.
Well, I agree with that fact, Jide Ologun. So thank you so much. We have to end the segment, but we have another segment with you. Thank you.
Sure.
All right, now we've been speaking to Jide Ologun, a legal practitioner. We'll take a short break now. When we return, Jide brings us up to speed with what's happening in the world of sports. So please stay tuned. True unripe plantain flour is 100% natural flour gotten from the processing of unripe plantain. It contains no addictive and has a net content of 500 grams. True unripe plantain flour contains vitamin A, B6 and C. It is gluten-free and rich in calcium. Consuming true unripe plantain flour helps to build and strengthen stronger bones and can be a great meal for diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your true unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix true unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in a bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. True unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, begiri, ewedu, or your miyan kuka. To get your true unripe plantain flour, contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder bus stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria, or call 070-6663-8213 or 081-6397-4447. Distributors.
Fresh from the farm, e good for body. No chemical at all. This na real banga. No more wahala or pandy washy. Just put on for fire and your food is ready. Everybody follow me chop banga, hey banga, oh. Make you follow me chop
Banga cook don easy. Banga na palm fruit wey dem comot, put am inside can. You fit use banga cook any kind soup wey you like, and other food dem like rice, beans and even yam. Na Pali Agro Product Limited dem dey manufacture am. For distribution, make you call 070-666-38213. Banga, come make your food yummy.
Welcome to the sports update right here on iBrand Daybreak. Let's start off the show talking about the one that is going on right now in the country. It's happening in Edo State, the National Sports Festival. Yes, they'll call it the Nigerian Olympics, and I can tell you right now there are gold medals already being handed to athletes who have been performing so well at the tournament so far. And one of the ones that caught our eye yesterday is Aminat Idris, an 8-month-old pregnant woman who was able to win gold medal right there in Taekwondo. She did it in style and she got her gold medal. She's not the only one. There have been lots and lots of athletes who've been able to pick medals so far. The tournament, the festival actually, is expected to run till the 14th of this month. Until then, athletes who have not been able to win anything so far so good would have a chance to get their hands on a medal, be it gold, be it silver, be it bronze. Team Delta, as usual, they are already topping the medals table. They do so well at the National Sports Festival. It's already looking like it's their birthright every year. Almost every year they are among the top 5 teams, and this year I can tell you right now, as a stand, Team Delta are already leading the medal table. The governor of Delta State, Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, is already in Edo State to support his team, and he expected that Delta State will be raking in more gold in the coming days. Let's move on from that one and talk about some other people who are doing so well right there in Spain. Yes, Barcelona, they are already just 1 point behind Atletico Madrid. Last year, the gap was as much as 14 points, and right now they've been able to narrow it down to just a point following their 1-0 win over Real Sociedad yesterday night. Yes, they had to leave it late. Ousmane Dembele scoring the solitary goal that ensured Barcelona climbed over Real Madrid and moved just a point shy of Atletico Madrid. And I can tell you the way it's looking at the top of the La Liga right now, it's going to be fights down to the wire. Yes, the big three in Spain, Atletico, Real Madrid and Barcelona, all topping at the moment. And I can tell you right now, we cannot say who would be winning the La Liga. We can only wait till match day 38 when the league season will be coming to an end. Let's move on from that one and talk about the ones that will be going down today. Yes, the Champions League returns, one of the biggest football tournaments in the world. It returns tonight, the quarterfinal stages of the competition, and tonight we will be having Manchester City and Borussia Dortmund, and the other game we would be seeing tonight would be Real Madrid and Liverpool. Let's see how those ones pan out tonight. Footballing excitement is back for you who love football so much. Yes, tonight we will be sitting down to see who would be able to cruise to the semi-finals of the competition. Margaret, it's you. Take it over.
All right, Liverpool. I heard you mention Liverpool. I just hope you don't walk alone tonight. You know, what do you think today? What is your team? Which of the teams are you supporting today?
Well, tonight, let's say I would not be an analyst or a journalist or anything whatsoever. I'll just be a fan and be hoping to see Real Madrid cruise to the next round of the competition. I really want to see Real Madrid regain their mojo under Zinedine Zidane. They've not been able to do so well since Cristiano Ronaldo left the team in 2018. I'd love to see them cruise to the next round of the competition. And the one between Borussia Dortmund and Manchester City, trust me, I really want to see Erling Haaland make it through to the next round of the competition ahead of Pep Guardiola's Manchester City.
All right, then we have to, and again, congratulations to the 8-month pregnant woman who was able to pull that together. That's a great one there. But right now we have to take a short break. When we come back, we have more interesting segments for you on the show. So stay tuned. True unripe plantain flour is 100% natural flour gotten from the processing of unripe plantain. It contains no addictive and has a net content of 500 grams. True unripe plantain flour contains vitamin A, B6 and C. It is gluten-free and rich in calcium. Consuming True unripe plantain flour helps to build and strengthen stronger bones and can be a great meal for diabetic patients. It decreases your chances of constipation as it has a high fiber content and provides you with a low-fat diet. Here are some steps to prepare your True unripe plantain flour. Firstly, mix True unripe plantain flour with hot water in a pot and gradually add water till you achieve desired thickness. Place over medium heat and turn very well for 4 to 5 minutes to get the right texture. Mold into a ball and place in a bowl and allow to cool. Serve with your choice of soup. True unripe plantain flour can be eaten with any variety of soup, be it your ofe oha, ofe onugbu, begiri, ewedu, or your miyan kuka. To get your True unripe plantain flour, Contact us at 12 Olowera Isheri Road by First Welder Bus Stop off Omole Phase 2, Olowera, Lagos, Nigeria. Or call 070 66 63 8213 or 081 63 97 4447. Distributors.
It's still iBrand Daybreak Tuesday. Now, former President Olusegun Obasanjo and Kaduna-based Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmed Gumi have called on the federal government to set up special courts to try bandits, kidnappers, and bearers of unlawful weapons. They met at the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library at Belkuta on the Ogun State capital on Sunday. Now, they also further urged the federal government to work for a regional solution to the seemingly intractable security challenges facing the country by seeking the involvement of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. Now, the Jide is still very much around here in the studio. We're back to you, Jide Ologun. Now, would you agree with former President Olusegun Obasanjo and Sheikh Gumi that special courts should be established to try cases of banditry, kidnapping, and what have you?
By doctrine of necessity, and I'm particularly using that expression because we've almost come to a point of frustration. So if that idea is prompted now, perhaps they can see solution there, but I cannot see solution there, because we are dealing with symptoms.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the present court can try. Shure is being tried somewhere, not in a special court, for igniting a revolution now movement. You see, so the case here we are not addressing is that, with all due respect, the same Sheikh Gumi, the elder, consulting Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, took photographs with bandits.
Yes. And even he's
with
been
ammunition.
an advocate for amnesty.
Now, I have questions for him. Are we saying that these bandits never killed anyone? That is a criminal offense under the law. Or they never kidnapped? Or they never committed any atrocity? In fact, he raised an argument that the Fulani herdsmen are pushed to their atrocities because of cattle rustling. We are all in business. We lose money. Sometimes you work for clients that don't pay you. You don't go shooting them and killing them. You manage your losses. You are refined in your approaches. Another argument is that the bandits do not have a sense of security within the society. And I keep wondering, where is the place of emotional intelligence? And I see a regional guerrilla warfare going on. I have said it by content analysis. You can go and Google it. It's there. I'm not talking about fiction here. In 2013, my revered president, whom I respect so much, when he was still a candidate, said that the clampdown on Boko Haram is an injustice to the North. It's on record. Google it. It's there. He was making reference to the amnesty of the South-South. So it's now the turn of amnesty to Northerners. Or where did Boko Haram start from? Where are these bandits from? And this Boko Haram, by the way, started in the Bay region. The Bay region is made up of the Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa. Now insecurity is all over the country. We are talking about herdsmen feeling threatened, taking over forest, and we are helpless over it. When India has about 300 million cows, are they killing each other? Ghana flushed out the criminal elements in cattle rearing. So I think our unity that we have constantly denied discussing and consolidating, if we don't deal with it, we continue to constitute a threat. We have not come together to synchronize as a nation to leverage on the benefits of statehood. So you see all these agitations going on. So I congratulate them. It's not just about setting up a special court that they discuss. They mentioned bringing, I think, about 13 million students that are out of school. And when we have a situation where a region of the country may appear to be comfortable about destroying education. Because I asked that simple question. When Boko Haram started around 2000 or 2002, that we are against Western education, I asked myself a simple question. What does education represent? It represents civilization, development, light, and everything. Here we are today. You see, look at the level of unemployment in the country. Look at the level of poverty in the country. You see, so I wish them the best, but I know, I know that Nigeria has the capacity to deal with insecurity, but perhaps the will is not there.
Right. When the story broke out yesterday about the former president and the Islamic cleric meeting in Ogun State, lots of reactions from Nigerians, and you know, Sheikh Gumi has been an sort of an interesting, controversial, interesting personality lately, and then some Nigerians are claiming that there's a foul play in this. So what are your thoughts on this particular claim?
I think we all need to be careful. I have spoken so much about distraction here. We are not focusing on criminality. We are just creating robust circumstances around it. If Sheikh Gumi is consulting, I wish him the best. But you see, it will not be so wise of me to have a solution in my right hand and be going around my neighborhood looking for solution. Maybe for the purpose of distracting others or for media relevance. You know where these bandits are. Sheikh Gumi said that the federal government knows their hideouts. So is the federal government saying now we are powerless? But the president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces, before he traveled to the UK, gave a directive to the service chiefs
to deal
that they must deal with the bandits and their sponsors. That he does not want to tolerate a situation where the bandits are the one dictating. So right now we have come to a point where bandits, we have a federal republic of banditry. I mean, let's ask a simple question. But I have also said it. If I ask you now, sir, that who was the national security advisor in the Second Republic? Alhaji Shehu Shagari was the president of Nigeria between 1979 and 1993. He was ousted on December 31, 1983 by the coup of our present president now. Who was the national security advisor? Who was the minister of education? You won't remember, but you will not forget Alhaji Shehu Shagari being the president at that time.
At the time.
So when President Muhammadu Buhari leaves office, and we pray he succeeds, will he be on the golden side of history? Because people have said his people around him. No, I say the people around you reflect your vision. There is a place for vision and mission. And the vision has not been erased from where it was written. The vision of this party towards 2015 election was to fight corruption, revive the economy, and deal with insecurity. And if I find myself in the boardroom and we are doing returns on investment on this tripod expectations, what is my score sheet? Though some will tell us Nigeria was safer in 2021 than it was in 2015. I challenge those guys to come out, write their offices on a placard, and walk. I repeat, walk from Teju Osho to Okokomaiko. That I am the senior special advisor on security matters in Nigeria. That Nigeria is safer now than it was in 2015. Go and try it practically. Put all your families in a bus and brand it with your office and travel from here to Arochukwu. It's a very simple thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Go to Zamfara. Carry a placard that I am against illegal gold mining. I am a representative of government. Let's go and try. Look at what happened in the UK. So we need to be sincere. At this point in time, the responsibility of some of us is to point us to how we can solve the problems of this country. I keep saying it. The world is looking at us. So please, 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 enough of all this game. You know where the bandits are. And are you not shocked? The other time, some flight officers were going to survey the kidnapping of the boys. The aircraft crashed. Now we are debating another aircraft have disappeared. We deny up and down. And we are playing game with the prosperity of the nation. And before we round up this program, I want to appeal to our great listeners. Can you please spare me some data from your resources? And I will appreciate that. Go and read section 14 to section 17 of the Nigerian Constitution 1999 as amended. It's either you are very angry with what is going on in Nigeria, or you get involved in the advocacy for national development. And don't forget, the United Nations has set up the Sustainable Development Goals that will be evaluated in year 2030. If Nigeria continues the way it is now, where will we be in 2030? That is a big question for all of us. What we deserve in this country is to join the League of Developed Nations, and God has given us all the resources. Your country, sir, has the second largest deposit of bitumen in the world. I hope you know it. It's in my state, Ondo State. Your country, ma, has the largest deposit of proven gas in Africa, and yet you still use firewood.
Thank you, Jide Ologo, for sharing.
Thank you very much.
God build Nigeria.
God build Nigeria. Amen. Yeah. Amen to that prayer. We hope to have more of you on our segments, Jide Ologo.
Thank you.
All right, now we've been speaking to Jide Ologo, a legal practitioner, and now he just wrapped up the segment. If you're just tuning in, you missed a lot, but not to worry. Later in the day, we'll have a repeat belt for this. And also, you can tune in tomorrow at 9 a.m. on the dot, just so you don't miss more segments. But before we wrap up the show, we'll bring you up with some tweets, and of course, the Tweet Central, the lighter segment of the show. So stay with us.
From the farm, it good for body. No chemical at all. This na real banga. No more wahala or pandy washy. Just put them for fire and your food is done ready. Everybody follow me chop banga, hey banga, oh. Make you follow me chop
Banga cook don easy. Banga na palm fruit wey dem comot, put am inside can. You fit use banga cook any kind soup wey you like, and other food dem like rice, beans, and even yam. Na Pali Agro Product Limited dem dey manufacture am. For distribution, make you call 070-666-38213. Banga, for make your food yummy.
Hi everyone, my name is Chinwe Ebili. I'm here to introduce to you a very nutritious food produced and packaged by Pali Agro Product Limited. For this reason, the market has increased in stock. What are we talking about? True unripe plantain flour. It contains iron, fiber, vitamin B6, which helps your digestive system. Take a close look through unripe plantain flour because it is satisfying, unique, and good for the red blood cell. It reduces risk of diabetes and excellent for production. Hurry now while the stock lasts. True unripe plantain flour is available in all leading stores nationwide. Produced and packaged by Pali Agro Product Limited, Ashikpa Village in Ogun State. True unripe plantain flour, superfood for healthy living.
Many thanks for staying with us. This is still iBrand Daybreak. Now it's time for the latest segment, which might be one of your favorite segments anyway. Now this is the tweet central segment of iBrand Daybreak. And I have some tweets here. It says, now something is Banky W and his wife Adesua came out to tell the story about how it was difficult for them to have a child. Just had a son some months ago, and the story was a bit pathetic. It was encouraging, and some reactions on Twitter at Alriga_Olga says, Banky and Adesua's story is 1 in 1,000 reasons why I have to marry a believer. Someone who is submitted to God in spirit and in truth. Because you see this life, it will throw challenges at you, and you must both be equally yoked to stand them together. And at Arthur 55D said Adesua and Banky's testimony was totally a blessing to watch. I pray God comes through for us all this week and this year and all the days of our lives. And I pray we keep trusting God's plan despite the situation we might be in. Now, this story, you know how people get married newly, and after some, maybe 1 year, 2 years, persons are asking you, okay, what's up, no child, when are we coming from naming ceremony? They really do not understand what you go through. This couple had some failed IVFs. They had to try until they prayed together, and God gave them a direction that you don't have to do all of those things, just wait for my time. And now they have a son. And now It brings me to the fact, whether you're a Christian or not a Christian, just marry someone who shares the same belief with you. Yeah. It doesn't matter the religion. Just someone that can say, okay, babe, we'll pray together with this. It doesn't matter who you're praying to, but someone who can understand and not put you under pressure. And then society. Can you just leave married couples alone? When they want to have a child, it's not your business. Michael, what do you have to say?
It's a very big lesson for everyone out there. You know, child comes from God. Children, okay, He determines when it happens. He determines also whether it's going to happen or not. So it's not a crime if you don't have any. All right, but when it comes, we all have cause to give thanks to God. But in this case of Banky W and Adesua, that's a big lesson to learn. Yes. And
also something broke up on Twitter, and someone, now a guy came up to say he can't be with the lady who is broke and all of them. And so Twitter, Twitter is not a place for the faint-hearted. Someone asked him, do you have a particular, you that is talking, do you have a particular amount of money in your account, like some millions in your account? And he said, to prove that I have, send me your account number. And the Twitter user sent the account number to this person whose name is Ejikim. And the Ejikim guy sent 5,000 naira.
Wow, what a far cry.
After all the millions and all of that, he sent 5,000. I was expecting 1 million now, at most 500,000. He sent 5,000 naira. And then, of course, Twitter would always lash you. So now they changed anything that concerns, it became a trend. Whatever concerns 5,000 naira, they changed it to his name, Ejikim. And then someone said, poverty, okay, at Captain Danky said, poverty will not make us accept insult because of one Ejikim. Because of one Ejikim shall not be our open.
That's 5,000
naira. And someone said, me at a restaurant in Lagos Island, me, give me 1 bottle water. Me, how much is it? And the waiter says, 1 Ejikim, sir, like 5,000 naira. So now you know now they changed the name of 5,000 naira to Ejikim.
Before you know it, it becomes universal.
It becomes universal. 5,000. Mr. Michael, can I have 1 Ejikim after the show?
1 Ejikim. I think I can only give you half of it.
Half of the Ejikim. All right, thank you, Michael. Thank you. Before we have to wrap up the show now. We have a lot of things to tell you today. But all I'll have to leave you with is a quote, and says, look for something positive in each day, even if some days you have to look a little harder. So it just means that some days there's always positive things every day to sap out from every day. You have to look for those things. Some days you might just look and you see it, but some days you have to look and you look harder. Doesn't mean they are not there. Every day comes with positivity. So just look for it. With this note, my name is Margaret Opara.
And I'm Michael North. If you had enjoyed this edition, a better one is coming your way same time tomorrow. So be there.
All right.